Commander, and welcome back to another episode of Ark Survival Evolved. Today we've got another mining episode. Why are we doing so many mining episodes? Well, they definitely do receive good viewage, but at the same time, it led me to another thought. We put so much reliance on the Ankh, but is that our best choice? Well, that's a good question, and we're going to find out in this video. We're going to test the Mantis today, and I'm going to have to look up to see if anything else can really mine metal efficiently, and we're going to try those as well. I think it's really down to the Ankh and the Mantis. The Rock Golem might, but I'm not quite sure. We'll have to look into it. But we're going to find out today and see what kind of mining efficiency the Mantis has, and whether or not you should be using the Mantis, or you should still be using that Ankh of yours. Okay, guys, we have 3 dinos here today. We have a Ankh that hits for 226 damage. He has his 450% melee. We have over here on our right, a Mantis with primitive picks that is also hitting for 226 damage because the numbers should mean something. But to positively determine that, we've also got an additional Mantis. This one is carrying ascended picks with a whopping 284.7, something you could naturally find pretty easy. I say pretty easy, but more or less, if you search hard enough, once you found them, you maybe have some of these picks, maybe did a little, so they're up there just a little bit. They're definitely on the higher end of picks. So we're gonna find out which one of these guys actually mines better. And also, I just want to point out the percentage on those picks is not justice to their actual melee, because you can see 428. 332. I mean, that's only 100% more melee, and those picks are 200% more than this, or 187%, but yet only 100% more melee. Numbers, I don't think the Mantis gets the full effect out of a pick, but I don't know how much we would get. It would take a lot of melee for us to reach that high, so we're just going to take what we can get. So we're going to hop on the Ankh and get our initial numbers. This should be around 213 is what we should pull out of the rock. And I hit something else, some flint. Such a bad thing about hitting the flint. That one worked. That one worked. Ooh, only 185? Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm making my mistake here. We're reading numbers that were from ancient times ago at this point, and I don't have consistent numbers anymore to remember. So he got 185 with his 450 melee, which I think is about right, because I think he was getting around 180 at 450. So it is a magic number, but not the best magic number, of course. So, which guy is this? This is the standard guy. $154. Now, we'll definitely do a check on these two. This guy right here, we have previous videos for consistency check. But these two guys are going to have to be checked again. So what you can see is this guy has so far been the reigning champion with a total of 185 and 88 stone. Well, this guy picked up 77. Apparently he picked up some flint somewhere. Or I hit something I didn't realize. But that number was a little lower. It was like 150. Roll back in the video, you'll probably be able to tell. That's a little bit of contamination, but obviously we know about the contamination. We can isolate it and say, look, this is what it should have been. So next we're going to go ahead and slide over to these nodes. And I'm going to use this guy, and then I'm going to go grab the other guy again, and I'm going to do his swings again, see what happens. And I do also want to point out, these Mantises are genderless, so... Or I don't think they're actually genderless, but they're the same. Okay, good. They're not mate boosted. I was about to just get ahead of myself and not remember about that. So, I thought they were gender. No, they can't be because they lay eggs. But you don't have to worry. The Mantis are not mate boosted or anything like that, so they're not getting. Well, it doesn't really matter. They are all hitting. Yeah, it does. It does matter because how far away you were when you swung. But yeah, they're not mate boosted or anything like that. So this is raw damage on them. So we're going to go ahead and So 160 is not looking good for the extra more powerful picks. Alright, we have 116 metal. I forgot to empty this guy. 116 is what we should have. So let's finish this rock off. Okay, I only got, again, 172. So the numbers are kind of variable with these guys. It looks like sometimes it doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it's that rotating number. He did 150 the first time, then 175, so he's not perfect. That one right there did 150? 160. So right there, we can kind of tell that they are mining around, there's about 25 metal difference between what they're going to get. So they're not as consistent as an Ank, it looks like. But we're not done. We're going to go ahead and... This guy has not had a consistency check yet. And then what we're going to do after this is we're going to match out the melee and see what kind of melee this guy... Well, actually, we know what kind of melee it is that is needed. And I don't think we can hit it with this guy, but we're going to find out what happens if we were to pump a large amount of melee into this guy and see if we can get a more efficient miner. Well, I mean, it's already to tell you, the Ank is the reigning champion. He collected 185 versus their 150, 170. But we're going to find out if the pick really does make much of a difference by hitting another node. $153. In a way, it looks like the melee from the lighter pick is actually making a difference, but we're gonna hit this one as well because you never know. Could just be stroke of luck. Oh wow, wow. Are we better off with regular picks? If so, I mean that's something new to me. All right, so let's empty the load. He had 172. Okay, only 39. Oh wow, 150. So it's a consistency issue with them for sure. You're gonna get a better result from the Ank, it looks like, in all fronts. And the thing is, the Ank at least reduces the weight. Well, these guys are quicker about getting around. You can look at their melee and, not melee, look at their weight stat. 360 weight just does not cut it. I mean, you're gonna be hauling around pounds of metal, and Ank is gonna do that job so much better. Well, this may swing faster, and you may be able to do something similar to this as you go through and just hit everything and do that. That doesn't help you any if you're not able to move after like 2 hits. So, is it a more efficient miner? No, not at all. Definitely not more efficient. If you want to mine, which we already probably all knew, but this is just evidence of it itself, more arch science, we're arch sciencing the crap out of it, and the Ank is the winner. He had 185 metal. I believe the last time we collected metal, he got around that percentage area of metal. I mean, not very rearranged, but overall, if you want to look at it this way, the time you're sitting there moving around with them unloading every 5 seconds to the time you're unloading with this guy is going to save you a lot of trouble. Even if they do mine the same, you're better off with this guy because he reduces the weight, which also means he's a good carry bag versus this guy who is going to weigh 2,000 pounds if you pump all weight in him. Yeah, so, and also I don't believe he started out with a good melee, but that's something else to add to it. But he hits, his melee goes up, his base is 60 damage. Their base is relied on these picks, which also means you're going to break these picks. I mean, you can see the damage already done to that pick. There are a lot of factors to think about here, which really puts the Mantis at a disadvantage. The Mantis really, I mean, out of 70 some odd levels, he only has 25 levels left to get back, to get to the same melee that the Ank does without a weapon. And the same thing with this one, 54 levels, so I spent 25 levels. The Ancient, to get to 226, wasn't even but 10 levels, maybe. Not even that. And honestly, it just depends on the Ancient. Some of them might have taken a little more, some might have taken a little less. It really depends on that stat roll. And this one got a real good stat roll, so it didn't take too many. But still, point stands. This is your Metal Gatherer, not those guys. They are a flexible multi-role unit, and that's all they should be. Alright guys, that is going to be it for this video. I hope you learned something from this. I definitely learned something from this. I learned exactly which guy is still... I used to argue that the Mantis was faster and better, but now I realize that in the end, especially now more than ever, before the weight reductions when I argued it, now these days I would highly argue in the Ancient case to be the one that gets to do the mining and leave the Mantises at home for multi-role use around home. Honestly, in some ways, the Mantises aren't worth it anymore. They're good fighters, and that's about it. But that's going to be it for this video. You guys take care, and I'll catch you next time.